Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, feeding memory NTSB's TWA Flight 800 reconstruction to be decommissioned. Also, the airlines want more personal information to let you fly. And a multi-function display. Mid-continent Flex can do it all. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. It's time to say goodbye to NTSB TWA Flight 800 reconstruction because it's set to be decommissioned. The National Transportation Safety Board has decided to decommission the TWA Flight 800 reconstruction as the agency prepares for the expiration of its lease of its Ashburn, Virginia training center. The reconstruction, housed in a 30,000 square foot hangar along with other training tools at the NTSB training center, has been used in the NTSB accident investigation training courses for nearly 20 years. However, advances in investigative techniques such as 3D scanning and drone imagery lessen the relevance of the large-scale reconstruction in teaching modern investigative techniques. TWA Flight 800, a Boeing 747 bound for Paris, France, with 230 people aboard, crashed on July 17, 1996, minutes after takeoff from John F. Kennedy International Airport. After an exhaustive 4-year-long investigation, the NTSB determined the probable cause of the crash was an explosion in the center wing fuel tank. Evidence indicated that the explosion was a result of an electrical failure that ignited the flammable fuel-air mixture in the tank. The NTSB plans to stop the use of the reconstruction on July 7th. For several months thereafter, the NTSB will thoroughly document the reconstruction using various 3D scanning techniques. The scanned data will be archived for historical purposes. After the break, Women in Aviation International will be offering new scholarships. More on that after these messages.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
When adventure is calling, the Bory by Aero Volga is the plane you need to answer the call. Bory's composite design is simple, reliable, and economical, with impressive performance and no gimmicks. Designed for the wilderness and proven durability in a flight around the Arctic Circle, the Bory has what it takes to handle your next adventure. Featuring 2 large cargo compartments, a comfortable modern cockpit, and a Rotax 912 power plant, the Bory Amphibian is now available in Canada. Experience the Bory for yourself at flightsimple.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're going to be summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. So let's go ahead and start with Women in Aviation International will be offering 47 new scholarships in a variety of aviation career pursuits thanks to a generous $250,000 grant from Conrad and Hilton Foundation. Details of the scholarships will be posted on March 1st. Scholarships include funding to further members' interest in air traffic control, aviation maintenance, flight training, helicopter ratings, and space. New to this round of scholarships are 4 scholarships, each worth $3,000 for WAI chapter members outside of the United States, to be applied towards completion of an additional flight certificate. Here's some exciting news. Inspiration 4 named second crew member. Inspiration 4 has announced its second crew member, Haley Arsenault of Memphis, a 29-year-old physician assistant at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital who was treated as a child for bone cancer at St. Jude. She joins Inspiration 4 Mission Commander, Jared Isaacman. She will occupy the mission seat representing Hope. The mission is being targeted for the 4th quarter of this year. Arsenault, Isaacman, and Inspiration 4 crew will undergo commercial astronaut training by SpaceX on the Falcon 9 launch vehicle and Dragon spacecraft. An emergency airworthiness directive for certain Bell helicopters. An Emergency Airworthiness Directive 2021-05-52 is being sent to owners and operators of certain Bell Textron Canada Limited Model 505 helicopters. This emergency AD was prompted by a report of a cracked pilot collective stick and grip assembly that was discovered during a pre-flight check of the flight controls. This emergency AD requires, before further flight, visually inspecting the pilot collective stick for a crack.
The Elite Balloon Instructor Committee is proud to announce Miss Shannon Rote as the Elite Balloon Instructor.
Rote from Doylestown, Ohio, has been around ballooning since 1993 and obtained her pilot certificate in 2003. As an educator, Rote has developed pre-solar written exams, lesson plans, and study guides. She also organized a ground school for interested students in Ohio and presented safety topics at the Northeast Ohio Balloon Pilots Association Safety Seminar.
Well, that does it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's return to the rest of the news. For those of you concerned about personal privacy, you're not going to like this. The airlines want more personal information to let you fly.
Airlines of America has announced that its member passenger carriers have pledged support for the implementation of a so-called voluntary international contact tracing program that is likely to displease those concerned about further invasions of personal privacy. Several airlines committed to collecting contact tracing data from passengers traveling into United States and transmitting that data to the CDC as an additional layer of protection for traveling public. To enhance the existing efforts to share necessary contact tracing information, carriers have agreed to ask customers to voluntarily provide the following key elements to aid the CDC as they support local public health authorities conducting contact tracing during the COVID-19 pandemic, like your legal name, 2 phone numbers, email address, and the address of where travelers will be staying in the United States or address of permanent residence. Little has been said about concerns for privacy, the invasive nature of such a program, and/or what will happen if flyers decide they do not want to voluntarily disclose that information.
After these messages, would you like a multi-function display? Well, Mid-Continent Flex can do it all. I'll explain after the break.
I believe that if people use the landing doctor training program, they will have less accidents and eventually their insurance will go down and they will make a superior pilot. We do personal limitation checklists, which is the most important reason you need to fly with limits. We do ground proximity awareness training, and we do this with a crosswind. We've been operating 6 Bristells for 2 years without one insurance claim. The Landing Doctor program is working, and you're gonna hear more about it.
Introducing the new ELT345 from Artex. This emergency locator transmitter, or ELT, boasts an industry-low price, while providing the same quality and performance on which the Artex brand was built. GPS data is embedded within the first emergency transmission and provides search and rescue personnel with the aircraft location within 100 meters in less than a minute. Take to the skies knowing you have the highest performing and reliable equipment on board. View our selection of ELTs and safety products at www.artex.com. Artex, your best last chance.
Welcome back. Mid-Continent Instruments and Avionics has introduced a first-of-its-kind custom function display.
The Flex MD23 Series features a customizable configuration, user interface, and graphics, enabling it to function as a custom display, controller, and data converter. The flexible 2-inch digital instrument can be customized to receive and display ARINC 429, analog, discrete, frequency, temperature, absolute, and differential pressure data to meet the requirements of the pilot, engineer, or mission. Flex offers the convenience of a certified COTS product with the custom flexibility of a built-your-own instrument. It delivers new data to the cockpit, or it can be a modern and enhanced replacement for legacy gauges. Flex is a panel-mounted instrument available with optional quick disconnect static inputs. It carries multiple technical standard order certifications and is qualified to RTCA DO-178C, Design Assurance Level A. Flex offers convenient, field-upgradable software through a standard USB-A port. The LCD display features daylight-readable, high-definition graphics with a single push-and-turn control knob, providing an intuitive user interface.
Well, that does it for our show today. I'm your host, Kimberly Kay. You can catch episodes of Airborne on Roku and Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne in the directory. And don't forget to follow us on social media and feel free to comment with story ideas or just to say hi. We hope you enjoy the show. We'll see you next time.